تمسك بحبل الله واتبع الهدى ولا تك بدعيا لعلك تفلح ودن بكتاب الله والسنن التي أتت عن رسول الله تنجو.
By the King Fahad Mosque, but I don't know. I always felt like, would it be like a little weird if I show up uninvited?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like anytime.
Yeah.
It reminds me of myself at the time, me going to masjids, they used to be close because of COVID. I was looking for a community or somewhere to learn, because all my learning was online in the beginning, and there is a lot to learn online. So,
Yeah.
but as you go, you'll learn, what's more on point with the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet. Yeah.
How did you convert? I want to hear that story.
Alhamdulillah, thank God. I've always been conscious, like my parents being Catholic. I think Catholic through culture. So I never really saw them, read the Bible for themselves.
Yeah.
They go to church, whatever whatever they hear there, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like they were really practicing.
Living it.
Yeah. So other than that, I don't know what you can call me. I didn't really was following any religion. But there came a point when I was gonna get I'll try to make it fast. There was a point where I was gonna get married, and this person was Christian background, really strict. I wasn't into anything.
Yeah.
So they wanted me to marry on their church, but I already had not a good feeling about Christianity. So I think that's when I started looking into different religions. So I would see different speakers. Sometimes they would have dialogues about, they'll speak about their religion. And so I want to hear it all. I want to be open-minded. And I would see humble people, really smart. I think that's where it all began from there. And then you just follow the truth wherever it takes you, right? As long as I didn't find anything wrong, then why would I leave it? If I'm finding true guidance, smart, humble, respectful people, this is what I want to be upon. This is what I want to be. These would be the kind of people that are from God, if there was a God, right? So it's show and prove. Don't just speak about it, right? You have to
You're right.
see it, and not only like what you're doing now, the Quran itself, the source. I think that's where everything started for me. Yeah. But what made you question Islam, like God?
I don't think I've questioned it. I've always been curious.
Yeah, what made you curious too?
Just hearing about different world religions, and knowing that it's a major world religion, hearing it in school, and just being knowledgeable. And I've always been fascinated by world cultures. I have all of them.
But then, so right now you're at a point where you're still open to, like, you would just still want to continue shopping, like shopping. Let's not call it shopping. Just studying, learning.
I told him that right now I'm attending a Church of Latter-day Saints, a Mormon church, just to experience what it's like, and kind of like what you did, kind of like seeing up to what point do I find a fault. And I also want to go to the King Fahad Mosque.
I don't know if he brought this up, right? But at the end of the day, whatever, if you're gonna believe in something, it should come from the source, right? Christianity, whatever it is, what's the source? Like, what's the authority? What would you say if you really want to learn a religion? Where do you go?
Through to God directly. And
how do you get to know God?
There's like either like personal revelation or through like a community of people, or like a religious kind of like authority that practices it regularly.
And then how do we know if they're actually practicing the correct way?
If you can feel it in their spirituality, like the presence.
So a sort of feeling. Because it could become subjective, right? Now, in a way, it wouldn't be the best of ways if it kind of reminds me of the man that was here, right? He's basing a religion according to what people do. But can we really judge the religion and know if it's correct, right?
No, we can't.
No. So what I kept trying to explain to him, right? Where's the source? Right? An imam, like in church, a priest, the pastor, all they're reading to you is the Bible, right? That's their source. Where do they get their knowledge from?
Through other people.
Through the book. The source goes back to the books. So we have a Quran, they have a Bible. Now, there are so many versions of the Bible.
Right, correct.
That
when I fell out of the church, it was through scientific skepticism and like reading upon the historical accounts. That's why I left the church when I was in college, because I read up on it and I was like, no, this isn't the right path.
Wait, because you found out about the Bible and it's...
Yes, that it was like written years after the fact, that like it was standardized by the Council of Nicaea in the year 300 and something.
That's where they made the major changes, right?
And that they basically rewrote the story of Jesus, because he was a revolutionary against the Roman Empire, but they kind of changed his messages to be more about...
There you go. Imagine basing your salvation in a tampered with book, right? How do you base, and this is something serious, right?
Yeah.
We're depending our life in it to follow these teachings and guidance. It makes you question, are these words really from God? When you compare so many versions of the Bible, right? Missing chapters. And I'm sure the brother explained to you the Quran, right? Never been tampered with. And there's a science, right? Chains of narrations dating back. I think there's a place where we still have in Birmingham, right? The piece of the Quran.
I have a question that just came up. Up until the year 600, there's always been revelation by God, either through Abrahamic God's prophets. Are there after Muhammad? Have there been other prophets?
So in the Quran, it tells us, right? Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, is the seal of the prophets. And I think right before his death, right, he told us, one of the last verses in the Quran is him telling us that this is the completion of the religion, all the way from Adam, from the beginning of humanity. The Islam, the Quran is the final revelation. So he's the seal of the prophets. As Muslims, we believe, as you read here, prophets of old, so who came to tell us about worshiping one God. Right? So unfortunately, all their books have been tampered. We have the Quran. Read for yourself, right?
Yep.
We don't tell you follow us or our sheikh or our imam, our masjid.
Yeah.
You read for yourself.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's like self.
And then obviously the authentic teachings of the Prophet, his example that he came to give us. In the Quran it says, obey me and the messenger, right? And the Prophet. Yeah. So we just keep it upon Quran and the Sunnah. The Prophet himself also told us the best of the generation, is those of his time. So obviously they're the best of example, right? Those, his companions. So that's another way, that's our path.
Sunnah? What's the Sunnah?
Sunnah,
I'm familiar with the Hadith, but not the Sunnah.
Yeah, so Sunnah being the teachings and sayings of the Prophet.
Oh, okay.
So hadith literally means like a narration or something, like a narration. So it's like I think like hadith is like a part of the sunnah, right? That, like in order to follow the sunnah, you look towards the hadith, right? Like you can look towards the hadith to follow the sunnah.
Yeah.
For example, that's like one of the things.
So then those are your two sources. The Quran, God telling us to follow the Prophet, he's the example. Then you gotta find the authentic hadiths, right? Saying and teachings of the Prophet. So it's not very simple. One God who sent messengers as examples to us. Humanity we're made with free will, right? To choose right, wrong. He gave us examples to follow. No, I'm just speaking, right? But you read for yourself and you see, is this an example or not? No. What's your background? Your parents?
I was born here in LA, and my parents are from Oaxaca.
Okay, like me. I mean, not the same state. My parents are Jalisco, but yeah. See, it doesn't matter. Islam is universal. Unlike, about the Jews, right?
Yep.
For certain people, if your blood is not what your parents, right? Then you're not the chosen. Then does that really make sense? Would a just God, right?
Right.
Make salvation only to a certain people? Wouldn't that become like racist, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Islam,
it's for everybody.
Everyone, universal.
Yeah.
That to me is more something that God, would be about. And it's very simple. The more I learned, the more I couldn't let go of it. I'm just benefiting from anything in the Quran. Yeah. Your parents are really religious? Or?
They're like Pentecostal / Baptist.
Wow, so they're really into it.
Yeah.
What happens I don't think people really care. what happens when you bring different versions or these dark, crazy verses in the Bible, where, like, do they really believe a just God would send for the killing of innocent babies, right, of animals? There's a story of the Amalekites. You can read it for yourself. Google it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Amalekites.
Right, it's like, and so many inconsistencies. I'm sure you already know about. That to me, you know, wouldn't be something from God. It wouldn't be a just, loving God. It would be another major contradiction. So when I didn't see anything like that in the Quran, you know, things being just, and hey, I'm going to be upon what is more truthful. And that's where I ended up. And
I did read upon a section in one of the first few surahs that was a little not questionable, just like it left a bad taste in my mouth. It was about I think it was about women. I wish I remembered which
yeah, you can try to find it. Like, everything's free, sir. Curious about Islam?
Is it in English?
Yeah, there's
one more. Yeah, you want to take it?
Yeah, I'd be curious. I always wanted to kind of read it.
That's good. That's the way, you know, you go straight to the source yourself. Not what people would hear in the news, right? People do.
I'm sorry, did you want it?
No, you can take it. Thank you.
Any questions we'll be here?
I think so. But we'll read it. I'll check it out. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, so we see it as the final revelation from God to humanity, right? This is the guidance. We don't want to live a world where, for example, I'll try to make it short. For example, people think the way to succeed is get a degree, but do these schools and institutions really teach us about the hereafter, the purpose of life? All right, there's a big gap there, like, so, and as you hear a lot, right, a lot of rich people without purpose, you see a lot of suicides, right? So it's personal, you know. If you feel like you believe in guidance and right and wrong, then go for it.
Thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Have a good day.
Yeah, man. Later on, you can hang out with us here.
Okay.
What better than to, you know, call others to truth and good and forbid evil.
I'm gonna take a Spanish one.
And if you didn't find the verse,
let me see if I can find it.
man, I've never been to this campus. UCLA is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all this nature and trees.
It almost feels like you're not in LA.
Yeah. No, this brother just brought this up. I was like, it feels like it has the Oregon feeling out here, huh? Like,
Yeah.
It's beautiful. The trees shaded everywhere. Alhamdulillah.
What's a spider doing?
Al-Ankabut in Arabic. That's the name of a chapter in the Quran. Ankabut, spider. So I remember Arabic.
Right. That's true.
Al-Ankabut. There's the story when they're in the cave, right? And people, yeah,
And there was like
they couldn't find them because they saw the web.
Yeah, and
They're like, nah, this place is old. Like, they couldn't have gone through here.
And there's like example of the spider's web being like the. It's like a
Metaphor?
Yeah. I forgot what it was. I don't want to say that.
What in general do you remember? Like something like oppressing maybe women, or what was the question about?
Yeah, pretty much. It just kind of like left a bad taste in my mouth when I read it. I was like,
Not the way of dressing, the rest.
No.
You know, not the marriage.
Oh, something like if a woman like divorces the husband, like she's like to be like not stoned, but like have like some sort of punishment or something like that.
Oh, not in the Quran.
I don't think so.
Yeah, not in the Quran. I don't know.
Okay.
You might have read something else, but you know, I've read things like that in the Bible.
Adultery, yeah.
Is it
Something like that.
adultery?
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, not divorce. It's adultery. Like it mentioned like the woman was to be punished, but it didn't like mention anything about the man being punished. And I was like, it's a double standard.
No, right.
I think let me see.
But I did listen to a I guess a lesson by an imam on YouTube, that said, you know, if that's the like, if that's the message that the Quran gives, like there must be a reason or something like that. That there's like the principles that you learn through the Quran are like solid.
Like wisdom.
Like it will stand time. Like maybe later on we will understand why God said
that. I don't remember that.
it's towards the
I remember it would be
flogging.
both.
I think it's
floggings or
it's
something like
the woman and the men guilty of zina, which is fornication
See?
or adultery. Flog each of them with 100 stripes. Let not compassion move you in their case in a matter prescribed by Allah. If you believe Allah and the last day, and let a party of the believers witness their punishment.
This is Surah what verse?
This is from let's see. Just a couple of pasted from.
That's what I remember, something like that along those lines, you know.
Not
Where
that
it's like last thing.
24 too.
Yeah.
24. 24. Surah Nur. Yeah, the unmarried man or the unmarried woman found guilty of sexual intercourse, lash each of them with 100 lashes, and do not be taken by pity for them in the religion of Allah if you should believe in Allah on the last day.
Open it. What's Surah number?
24 2.
So look for 24, the light. Meaning Nur.
Chapter 24, yeah. This is the Spanish
What
version.
what verse?
2.
Number 2, yeah.
A la fornicadora y al fornicador, aplíquenles a cada uno de ellos 100 azotes. Si verdaderamente creen en Dios y el día de juicio. Okay. Yeah, what he read.
Punishment for both
This is
equal.
an interesting one.
But
And those who accuse chaste women and then do not produce 4 witnesses, lash them with 80 lashes and do not accept from them the testimony ever after. And those are the defiantly disobedient.
There was another. I remember there was something else about women, like way towards the beginning, like before Surah 8. But I'll look it up and I'll text
For
it to
sure,
you.
for sure.
It's not a question. It was just like something that because he was talking about that, you know, everything in the Quran, you know, when he was going through his experience, like everything just like felt like right. And then I mentioned, there was one thing when I was reading that felt like it feels a little.
Oh no, of course I had to, like, there were some things I had to question, but once I got the answers and learned the wisdom behind it, it has to be rational.
Yeah.
You know, or else obviously it's normal just to question, right? We have to use our mind, right? Our aql, intellect, to really be convinced that something is from God, right? It should be natural. So, and you know, something else I just remember. One of the most prestigious of universities in this country, Harvard.
Stanford.
Harvard.
I don't
all right?
consider Harvard
No, you
prestigious
don't.
anymore.
Okay, in law, all right? In law?
Business,
Harvard?
baby. Law,
Yeah.
Yale, Pepperdine.
They have a Quranic verse, and I believe it's in the entrance hall to a library in the campus, right?
Yeah.
And it's a verse from the Quran, being Surah An-Nisa, the woman. It reads, O you who believe, stand up firmly for justice as witnesses to God, to Allah, even if it's against your own desires, even if it's against your own parents, your friends, even if it's against the rich, the poor, for Allah knows best. Right? So, like this man, I should have brought up to this man before. He was nuts. His level of ignorance was high.
Okay.
Yeah, I should have brought that up to him. You know, like, you really think something that irrational would be, you know? But yeah, there's a path to righteousness for those who care, right? Who are interested in doing right.
I have to get going, but nice talking with both of you.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And
I'll
if
see
you
you
have
at
any...
You want to keep my number
yeah.
too, or you have it?
You can-
Yeah,
Sure,
I can send it to you too, inshallah.
Alright, see you
Oh,
guys.
Elias, right?
Yeah.
Elias, nice meeting you, yeah.
Can I get one?
Yeah, so actually, we ran out of the English ones. But if you want... Okay, I'll give you some...
Which made you interested in?
I'm just interested.
You're open-minded.
Yeah, exactly.
do you want me to give you some of these pamphlets?
Yeah, I'll take
Oh,
it.
yeah, sure. Do you want each one?
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
yeah, sure.
What language is it in?
Oh, Spanish here right now. They took all the English ones, so.
Yeah, I know. This is my second... do you want this one too? Or?
Sure,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, sure.
What are your parents, your background?
I grew up Jewish, but I'm not really religious now.
Oh, okay.
But, I don't know.
Yeah, so
interested in everything.
it may be something brief. In Islam, right, we believe if there's a just, all-loving God, then his guidance and to his way should be universal, right, to everyone. Doesn't that make sense? Right off the bat, right? It's like, so this is Islam for you, just for everyone.
So also, if you want an English translation, so you just the Quran.com, like just on the Quran.com.
And I can just get one?
Yeah, it's like digital version. It's like you can choose like the translation and Quran.com. Yeah. So I apologize. I don't have any.
By any chance,
extra.
you're gonna be here in like a week or something? Or
Inshallah, yeah. Maybe next weekend again.
Okay.
Too, inshallah,
Doing
yeah.
the same thing?
Probably the same
Alright.
area and stuff.
One day you can help us out.
Yeah, for sure. No worries.
Get onto the straight path.
I'm done out of it. Should I go again?
No more Qurans?
No more. Mashallah. That's good. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, that's amazing.
Wow, the pamphlets are gone too?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, almost
The
the
ones
each
over
ones. Yeah. There's this one left too.
Yeah, I got more active later on.
Yeah. Especially after that
Further
guy.
early.
What was that guy even saying? That's I
man.
was laughing like so like what is this?
It,
Like
it just came down to him, the
Patience,
same old
right?
thing. You judge a religion based on what you see others do.
And he's like,
But
I've read a couple pages of the book. It's like, no, read the whole thing and then talk to me about
Even
it.
if you
That's-
remember
that's-
something, what do you remember? Nothing to back it up with.
Yeah, that's the very common thing.
Astaghfirullah,
Yeah.
you know. Like,
He was saying,
Alhamdulillah
worship
that we're
Muhammad
guided.
Yeah. He was saying like come on.
Alhamdulillah.
At the beginning, I was gonna get a WhatsApp, but I'm like, wait, I'm gonna just take a step back. I started talking about like universe and creation. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to get too heated right now. Let's first take a step back. But it looked like he went back into the whole idea of it.
Yeah. At the same time, I felt like this guy needs a little discipline. Like,
Yeah, like I know. Here's a shot.
like, don't come talk to us like
Yeah.
that. Like, you
Come
know,
on,
show
he's a-
some respect.
Yeah, he's an adult. Like, it seemed like.
No, what are you, like a little kid? Like, that's why I went on to
Exactly.
morals and.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.